Yes. This is a law that was signed and effective on June 7th of 2018. Yeah. And it's encouraging, yeah, fairness and disciplinary actions of peace officers. Now, it prohibits a law enforcement agency from taking punitive action against a peace officer solely because the officer's name was placed on a potential impeachment list. Yes. Now, I found this interesting. There's a capital LAW in this. Yes. Now, I kind of like to know where the law is in all these legislative actions that get signed into law. Yes. Could you do a search for the capitalized LAW? Oh, is that the law and justice? Phew. Now, as I look at this, oh, that you went through all of this public hearing in the House Committee on Labor and Workplace Standards? Yes. Executive action taken in House Committee? Oh. Rules in Committee? Oh. And then in the Senate, the President of the Senate signed it, the Speaker signed it, and then, oh, the Governor signed it. Oh. I just want to know every police officer and all of those in every law enforcement agency, yes, that their name was placed on the potential impeachment list because I'm going to sue you. Now, it probably was bad enough that you were a potential impeachment list police officer. Yes. But they wanted this to be fair in the disciplinary actions of peace officers. Yes. I want to sue you. I want to sue you for all your personal net worth. Yes. I want to sue you for your umbrella policies. Yes. I want to sue you for your actual department's worth. Yes. So why don't well, just give me all the officers on the potential. Excuse me. Now, Governor Jay Inslee signed this into law? Yes. Well, as I remember it, I've been arrested numerous times, yes, for malicious accusations of violating the protection order. Yes. And then I was obligated to have mental health evaluations. Ooch. And then you designated a mental health professional to take over my life. Yes. Yes. I'm there right now. Give me this fucking law. Now, it looks like Governor Jay Inslee, yes, encouraging his fairness in the disciplinary actions of peace officers, doesn't realize right now. Governor, I want your umbrella policies. I want your actual assets. I want every governor of every state that has signed into law any laws that I can sue them for refusing to enforce. As the victim, a vulnerable class of individuals, yes, I think that there needs to be adjustment. See, the USSG is the United States Sentencing Guidelines for those in law enforcement. Now, I sent you an email, and in it I said that these five minors named are in the wrong grades. Yes. And I gave you a picture for the Peninsula Daily News. Yes, you did. And then I did not receive reasonable notice and an opportunity to be heard. Yes. And I would say it was not reasonable notice and opportunity to be heard. Ouch. When you arrested me at the same moment as serving me a dissolution of marriage. And then I would say, yes, that when I did respond, yes, he did. I went through the sheriff's department. Yeah, cost me $65. I did not attempt to violate the restraint provisions of the protection order. Yes, because by law I had 90 days to respond, and I had to respond. Now, let's say you wanted to arrest me. Yes. For communicating with the petitioner of the dissolution of marriage. Yeah. Even though you did not tell Judge Ken Williams that I was on probation, I probably could have gotten arrested if anybody had realized that you were. Well, let's think about it. My wife motioned the court, petitioned the court for dissolution of marriage. Yes. You arrested me on the 28th of May, and I was arraigned on the 29th. Yes. I responded, 90 days later. Yes. And you had reissued the protection order. Now, Does that violate the restraint provisions? Because the judge had the legal obligation to make sure, yes, that I wouldn't get arrested for responding to the dissolution of marriage. Now, when she motioned for a default dissolution of marriage and I responded within the 90 days, yes, it should have been a contempt of court, right? Now, I'm just wanting to know when you allege that I violated the restraint provisions, yes, and my conditions of probation was that I would, All right, well, why don't you do this? Get me, these umbrella policies. If you, the individual that is the insured, yes, are accused of violating the civil rights of any citizen of this great nation, you will not be able to use your insurance policies to cover yourselves. And when I sue you, yes, because I will poop, it'll have to be your out of pocket expense or you'll have to bankrupt each other. Oh, oh. See, there's this idea, right? The oral, written, or electronic publication of a false statement that defames a person or organization's character or reputation. Violates a person's right to privacy by publicly disclosing private facts. Yes. I had, yes, malicious prosecution. Yes. The false arrest, the false imprisonment, and the wrongful detention of myself. Yes. When you served me at the same moment as alleging that I violated the restraint provisions of the protection order. Now, I have the legal right to sue you for the full amount of your umbrella policies. Yeah. Why don't you get me the insurers? Yeah. And then the reinsurance. Poop. Now, this malicious prosecution of myself where you, Healthy Families of Clallam County, yeah, had called the police department, had me arrested at 7 p.m. Yes. 4 days after she motioned the court for dissolution of marriage means that it was a malicious prosecution. Now, I would say that I did not read in the actual summons of dissolution of marriage that my wife had included, the actual conditions of my probation. Ouch. As in, well, if he responds, we're going to get him arrested again. There is no statute of limitations, right, for fraud. It was a fraudulent motioning of the court for dissolution of marriage if the petitioner did not inform the judge that I was on probation. And if she didn't inform the judge, right, that there was, listen, I'm going to sue you for the full amount of every umbrella policy of all of those that are liable. And since it involves the violating of the civil rights, you will not be able to.